Love makes people crazy. Even Shen Wenlang, the unshakable alpha, could feel the chaos love had brought into his life. But it wasn't only Hua Yang who was spiraling, his usually composed beta secretary. Gao Tu was acting strangely as well. Lately, Gao Tu had been taking leave for reasons that made no sense. On his first day back, he had surprised Shen Wenlang by bringing up personal matters, his thoughts on fertility, of all things. It was bewildering. And just when Shen Wenlang was trying to process it, Gao Tu did the unthinkable. He submitted his resignation. Resignation? Over love? Shen Wenlang could hardly believe it. This was the beta who had followed him faithfully since their student days, the one who had been unwaveringly loyal through every challenge. Now he was abandoning him for a pregnant Omega partner? Shen Wenlang couldn't stop the laugh that escaped him. It was a laugh mixed with anger, disbelief, and irritation. He looked at Gao Tu's resignation letter, feeling a surge of frustration. No wonder the usually quiet secretary had suddenly started discussing children with him. He recalled Gao Tu asking, "What if your Omega has a child in the future?" Shen Wenlang's mind immediately went back to that fateful night, the time he had gotten drunk and ended up in bed with his Omega. He had said, coldly and without hesitation, "Of course, abort it. What else?" Gao Tu's expression had shifted instantly, sadness and fear flickering across his normally calm features. And Shen Wenlang? His mood darkened. "Don't ask me such boring questions during work," he snapped. "You know I hate Omegas." For years, Gao Tu had been the one sending at least 80 Omegas away on Shen Wenlang's behalf. He had never questioned him, never shown disagreement, and now out of nowhere he was bringing this up. Why now? Why is he suddenly asking such idiotic questions? Shen Wenlang fumed inwardly. And taking leave all the time. Is he infected by that same stupid Omega? He banged his fist lightly on the desk. "Do you have anything else to say? If not, get out." But Gao Tu didn't leave. He stood there silent, as though trying to muster the courage to speak. Finally, he said hesitantly, "But forcing Omegas to have abortions." Shen Wenlang froze for a moment, then snapped, "Don't always say Omega, Omega. Aren't you disgusting?" Gao Tu's face turned red, his hands trembling slightly. His voice, normally soft and respectful, became uncharacteristically loud. "Mr. Shen, please don't always say insulting words to Omegas. This violates the relevant provisions of the ABO Equal Rights Agreement." Shen Wenlang stared in disbelief. 10 years. 10 years of silent loyalty, and now his beta was speaking to him like this? Contradicting him? Defending an Omega? He clenched his jaw, trying to suppress his anger, but it was impossible. "What's the matter, Gao Tu? You are a beta, and you want to sue me on behalf of an Omega." No, of course Gao Tu wouldn't actually sue him. He wouldn't go that far. But he had resigned. Over a pregnant Omega. Shen Wenlang's blood boiled as he read Gao Tu's resignation report. He had always believed loyalty and reason could override these chaotic emotions, but love, apparently, was stronger. Love had made this beta abandon him, made him go crazy. He shook his head in disbelief. Another boss like Shen Wenlang? One who tolerated Gao Tu's frequent leave, paid him a good salary, and allowed him to support his sister in the hospital while also managing the unpredictable demands of a dissolute Omega? Surely not. Yet here was Gao Tu, giving it all up for someone else. And Shen Wenlang couldn't stop thinking about the strong scent that always clung to Gao Tu. That faint, intoxicating trace that now seemed tied to this Omega. He felt suffocated, anger and jealousy intertwining in a confusing knot inside him. To what extent had Gao Tu's interactions with this Omega left such a mark? And impossibly had Gao Tu been good in bed? Shen Wenlang's thoughts recoiled at the suggestion, yet he couldn't help it. No, no, no! Why do I even care if Gao Tu is good in bed? He shouted in his mind, frustration radiating from every muscle. This is insane! I must be infected by that crazy little love brain too. The truth was, Shen Wenlang had always prided himself on being rational, unshakable, and utterly in control. But love made people act irrationally. It infected them, it clouded their judgment, and it made them weak. And now, staring at the resignation letter in his hand, he understood that Gao Tu had been infected long before him. Gao Tu had always been the quiet, dependable one, the beta who followed without question, who silently carried burdens that others wouldn't dare touch. But love had changed him. Love had made him bold enough to contradict Shen Wenlang. Love had made him willing to give up security, stability, and loyalty, just to protect the life of his Omega partner. Shen Wenlang's mind raced. He remembered every detail: Gao Tu's hesitant voice, the trembling hands, the flushed face. For 10 years, he had never seen this side of his secretary. And now, it was as if Gao Tu had become someone entirely different. He imagined Gao Tu at home, caring for his pregnant Omega partner, navigating the unpredictable moods and needs of someone he loved deeply. The thought made Shen Wenlang uncomfortable, irritated, and envious. How could he do this? Shen Wenlang muttered. How could he just abandon me? Abandon everything for love? It wasn't just resignation that angered him, it was the reason, love, that uncontrollable, irrational, maddening force that he despised yet secretly feared. Shen Wenlang had always considered himself immune. He had always believed that loyalty, logic, and reason would always prevail over passion, over desire, over love. But Gao Tu's actions proved otherwise. Love had won. And it had won spectacularly. He slammed the resignation letter on the desk, the sound echoing through the otherwise silent office. This is insane. Utterly insane, he muttered. Gao Tu, out of all people, to go crazy for love. I should have seen this coming, but I didn't. Shen Wenlang's eyes softened for a fraction of a second, just long enough to betray his inner turmoil. Despite his anger, despite his frustration, he couldn't help but admire Gao Tu's courage. To resign, to stand up for someone else, to follow his heart. It took a kind of bravery that Shen Wenlang himself had never possessed. But admiration quickly turned back into anger. How dare Gao Tu defy him? How dare he abandon the security and loyalty that Shen Wenlang had provided? How dare he prioritize love over duty? And yet, somewhere deep inside, Shen Wenlang couldn't completely hate him. He couldn't ignore the pang of envy, the uncomfortable recognition that love was a force even he could not resist. If you loved Gao Tu's courage and Shen Wenlang's struggle with love, don't forget to hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think made the braver choice? And if you want more ABO drama and steamy stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode.